Oops, is that still working? Yep. Okay, a little clumsy there, but hello everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Framingham High School in Framingham, Massachusetts. And for the last time this winter season, I am here to cover some Brookline High varsity girls basketball as the Brookline Warriors are on the road for their last regular season game against the hosting Framingham High Flyers. Everything's coming full circle out here in Framingham. The Flyers were Brookline's first opponent back in their season opener all the way back in December. That game back on December 12th back in Brookline ended in a 68-34 win for Framingham. But while Brookline has struggled in the win-loss column, they have done pretty much better than that result in every single game since then. They've never had a loss as lopsided as that one in the time since then, and they were able to secure their first win of the season against Milton a couple weeks back. So they come into this one with a record of 1-18. Hoping they can end their regular season on a high note. So we'll soon be getting this one underway. As you can see, a little less than 2 minutes on the pregame clock. As you can see on the scoreboard clock, or the scoreboard camera in the bottom left corner of your screen. So for the last time for 2023-24, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Basketball. Pass intercepted by Kimbrough. Kimbrough running the fast break, goes up, hits it. Now Aga Kitch running in transition. Aga Kitch sees a lane, runs in, layup is good and one. Zanini down low, Matarazza backing down, spinning, shot, banks it and one. They swing it around, Gravely for three again. Stephanie Gravely has 18 points today. Inside Sophie Fish, almost lost the ball. Ball's knocked away! It was knocked away by Zanini, and it's held on by McMahon, and Brookline holds on to win! All right, the pregame clock has finished. We'll soon get our starting lineups and the start of today's ball game. I don't know how much you guys can hear, but the PA announcer has taken over. First starter for Brookline, number 3, Jada Kimbrough. And number 4, Ivy Wheeler. Number 13, Nefeli Aga Kitch. Number 21, Olivia Matarazza. And number 24, the senior captain playing in her last career game, Gigi McMahon. Now here come the starters for Framingham. First off is number 3, Steffi Regan. Next up, number 21, Grace Hanna. Next up is Allie Regan, number 14. Number 23, Nina Edwards. And number 11, Caroline Galvani. All right, that was our national anthem. We got our starting lineups. We're ready to get this one underway. Brookline going with mostly its usual starting lineup: Jada Kimbrough, Nefeli Agakich, Olivia Matarazza, and Gigi McMahon. Ivy Wheeler rounding out the starting lineup for Brookline today. They've been without junior captain Olivia Zanini for a few games now. I'm not sure if she got hurt or what happened, but hasn't played in the last few games. Hopefully everything's okay in that regard. As I said before, Brookline hoping for at least a better result than what happened back on December 12th with their season opener when they lost to Framingham 68-34. In that game, no Brookline players reached double figures in scoring. The leading scorer was Stephanie Gravely, who scored 9 points in that outing. Gravely, like McMahon, playing in her last career high school game here as Brookline rounds out their regular season. They will not be making the playoffs this year, but hoping to at least keep the fight going to the last possible second. And here we go, the last game of the season now underway. Nefeli Agakich takes the opening tip and takes to the hoop, misses off the rim as the rebound is collected by number 21, Grace Hanna. Pass goes to the corner to number 3, Steffi Regan. Ball's poked out of bounds, and Ivy Wheeler got the favorable deflection. And so it will be Brookline ball. Framingham showing a full court press. Nefeli Agakich dribbling the ball against Hanna, goes off her foot. Bit disastrous. They've still got to break half court. Pass it over to Jada Kimbrough, who does not have enough time to race it across half court as Brookline commits the 10-second violation. Framingham controlling it again. Number 11, Caroline Galvani hands it off to number 14, Allie Regan. Kicks out to Steffi Regan, tries for 3. No good. Rebound by Kimbrough. Agakich throws it up, half court, deflected but collected. McMahon going inside. Shot no good, but she does draw the foul. Last time against Brookline, both Regan sisters and Galvani all reached double figures. Back in December, Steffi Regan led the way with 16 points as McMahon is off on the first free throw, while Allie Regan and Caroline Galvani tallied 15 points each. McMahon misses both. That foul was called against number 23, Nina Edwards. First personal, first team. Regan running in, floater, no good. Rebound tipped, and Regan collects it. Putback is also no good, and the rebound chased down by Matarazza. No score so far through the first minute of play as Agakich brings it up, gives to Matarazza, tries for 3, no good. Rebound ricochets and is ultimately picked up by Galvani. Galvani swings it over to Hannah. Hannah throws up to Steffi Regan. Inside to Edwards, deflected by Agakic and picked up by Wheeler. Wheeler bringing it up, swings it over to Agakic. Agakic tries for a really deep three, no good. Rebound collected by Allie Regan. Allie Regan hands off to Steffi. Steffi hits a wall and travels. Still no score so far. And considering that Framingham tied for the highest scoring output against Brookline this season, that's a solid way for the Brookline defense to start. The only team that scored as much as them was Wellesley, who scored 68 against them back on January 5th. Kimbrough's pass juggled but collected by Wheeler, thrown up top now to McMahon. McMahon off the pick, throws to Matarazza. Matarazza back and down, spinning, shot, no good. It was blocked by Edwards. Rebound recovered by Hannah, throws up to Allie Regan. Regan hits a wall, kicks out. Hannah gonna try for three. No good. Rebound by Edwards. Edwards passes out. Allie Regan mid-range, no good. Rebound juggled, but ultimately collected by Kimbrough. Kimbrough running the floor, passes up to an open Wheeler. Wheeler steps in and kicks out to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking around for somewhere to go, dribbles in, lost the ball. Last touched by Framingham. It will stay with Brookline. Agakic looking around, inbounds back to Matarazza, throws back to Agakic. Agakic drives in, pass across. Wheeler tries for three, no good, short. Rebound by Edwards, given now to Galvani. Galvani throws it up to Allie Regan. Regan runs baseline, pass out to Hannah, and Hannah finishes at the rim. Great find by Allie Regan and a strong off-ball cut to the hoop by Grace Hannah as she gets the first 2 points of the game. Kimbrough steps in, hits traffic, passes out to Wheeler. Wheeler moves to her right, gives to McMahon. McMahon throws to Agakic. Agakic to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking around, gives out to Wheeler. Wheeler off a pick, gives back to McMahon. McMahon with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Agakic running in, finds a lane. Layup is good. Nefeli Agakic with Brookline's first points. Hannah walks it up, throws to Regan in the corner. Regan dribbles out, gives to a new sub having checked in, number 20, Zoe Rabinovitz. Now over to Galvani. Galvani off a pick, finds the lane, wide open, misses the layup. And the rebound collected by Kimbrough, and a timeout is called by Brookline. A low-scoring first quarter as we see a replay of Agakic's drive to the hoop for two. Nefeli Agakic, easily the most consistent scorer for Brookline so far. She is averaging 7 points a game and coming off that exact total in February 9th's game last week against Newton North. That game was Brookline's last home game, their senior night game, and what I thought was going to be my last game covering this team, but Mother Nature had other plans as this game, which was originally supposed to be played on Tuesday, got rescheduled to today, and so while I was booked for another game on Tuesday that, fun fact, also got rescheduled, I was fully open to cover a game today, which is when this game got rescheduled to. So all's well that ends well in a way. 2-2 the score thus far. We've got our first note in the live chat from Kat Jones. A very simple, let's go. Happy to see you tuning in, Kat. Happy to see all the folks that are tuning in here for the last game of this Brookline High girls basketball season. We got two subs coming in for Brookline, number 11, Kyrie Simmons, and number 35, Stephanie Gravely, as they replace Kimbrough and Matarazza. Simmons breaks the press and runs it up court. Pass out to Agakic. Agakic starts to drive, forces the shot, and banks it for two. Nefeli Agakic able to make things work with a very distant layup. Rabinovitz looking, pass to Allie Regan, kicks out to Galvani at the top. Galvani stepping in, And stepping back out, passes to Ali Regan, across to Rabinovitz. Rabinovitz runs in, pass, juggled, stolen. Simmons trying to pick up her dribble, doesn't have enough momentum to go to the hoop. Tried to pass it to Gravely, but she wasn't ready for it, and it's taken back by Galvani. Galvani swings it over to Hannah, now to Ali Regan. Now back to Hannah. Hannah tries again for three, no good. Rebound taken off the ground, and a putback is good from Zoe Rabinovitz. Rabinovitz did not score against Brookline last time, but now she's got two. Agakic to her right, hands off to McMahon. McMahon throws to the corner. Gravely tries for three. Gravely hits the tray. Stephanie Gravely, in the last game of her high school career, has her first 3 points. Rabinovitz throws to Edwards. Edwards steps in from the corner, gives out to Rabinovitz. Rabinovitz steps in, mid-range, jumper no good. Rebound, fought for, and we're going to have the game's first jump ball. Possession arrow to Framingham as Brookline controlled the opening tip. Subbing in now for Brookline, Kimbrough back in the game, replacing Ivy Wheeler. Inbound, gets to Galvani, off a pick. Throws it across to Rabinovitz. Rabinovitz steps in, kicks out. Ali Regan stepping in, kicks out to Galvani. Galvani tries a deep three, no good. Rebound bounces high, though, and it's taken by Rabinovitz. Kicks out. Regan from the top, steps in, and hits the layup through traffic. Ali Regan with her first points of the night. Brookline up 7-6. Kimbrough gives to McMahon in the corner. McMahon recovers the ball, pass up top to Agakic. Agakic off a pick. Looking around, crossover, steps in. No shot, but the foul is called. That foul called on Ali Regan as we take a quick look back at the replay. The camera work wasn't great, but you can just barely see Stephanie Gravely hit that tray from the corner. So that was Ali Regan's first personal foul, second team foul. Kimbrough inbound, barely gets to Gravely. She is smothered by defenders, and that's going to be a jump ball, possession arrow to Brookline. So Brookline gets another try on the inbound here. Kimbrough throws it up top to Simmons, who quickly gives it to Agakic. Throws over to Gravely. Gravely fakes, steps in, long two. No good. Rebound, fought for, but ultimately won by Hannah. Galvani bringing it up. Throws over to Hannah. Hannah across the top, passes to Ali Regan. Spins, kicks out. Galvani for three. Galvani hits the first three-pointer of the day for Framingham, and they take back the lead 9-7. Agakic gives to McMahon. McMahon tries for three. No good. Rebound, Hannah. Hannah strong on the defensive boards for the Flyers so far as Ali Regan throws to Rabinovitz in the corner. Inside to Hannah. Hannah turning around looking. Forces the shot. No good, but does draw the foul. So that will be Brookline's first foul of the day, I believe, and the first personal foul for Gravely. Grace Hannah will go to the line to shoot two. And just off on the first. Folks, remember, if there's anything you'd like to say over the course of this live stream, I encourage you to say it either in the live chat or to send me an email. You can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen. Hannah hits one of two. And the pass intercepted by Galvani. Hannah gives back to Galvani, who goes off a pick and fires for three. No good. Rebound, fought for and won by Agakic. Looks like it was going to be an easy offensive board for Rabinovitz, but good battling on the boards by Nefeli Agakic. They go to McMahon in the corner. She runs in, gets stuffed by Hannah, and the ball is picked up by Steffi Regan, but the pass intercepted by Agakic. Agakic driving in, running floater, banks in for two. Agakic driving with reckless abandon, and it's working so far. 6 points for the Brookline sophomore. Galvani gives to Ali Regan, dribbles across, fires mid-range, no good. Rebound, Simmons. Simmons off and running in transition. Hits a bit of traffic and kicks out to Kimbrough. Quick pass, Gravely. Gravely smothered and stolen. Steffi Regan running the other way. Blocked from behind by Kimbrough, but that's a foul. As we check out the replay of Aga Kitch. And I really like what I saw from that floater. If she is able to keep developing the quick release on that mid-range game, you know, sort of similar to what Jada Kimbrough is able to do with her game already, that could be a huge weapon for Brookline in the years to come as Steffi Regan hits the first of 2 free throws. 2 subs back in the game, Matarazza and Wheeler as they replace Simmons and Gravely. Regan 2 for 2 at the line. 12-9 the score in favor of Framingham as Brookline works against the press and breaks it. Wheeler passes to Kimbrough. Kimbrough fires for 3. No good, but the rebound bounces right to McMahon. Given to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch running in, trying again. Hits it again. Nefeli Aga Kitch feeling the rhythm on the dribble drive early in this one. She's got 8. Deep 3 attempted, no good. Rebound tipped, and it goes back to Galvani, but no time to take another shot. So the first quarter ends with Framingham holding a narrow 12-11 lead. Brookline being led by a fantastic effort on the dribble drive by Nefeli Aga Kitch, even with a hand in her face. Put that one up perfectly. Aga Kitch with 8 points. She leads all scorers so far. Stephanie Gravely with Brookline's other 3 points. For Framingham, a little more spread out. 3 points each from Caroline Galvani and Grace Hanna, and 2 points each from Steffi Regan, Ali Regan, and Zoe Rabinovitz. A strong first quarter for Brookline, but if you got a good memory, you might remember that back in the season opener, Brookline played Framingham fairly close in the first quarter as well. And that obviously got out of hand from the second quarter on. So this is no time to rest and say, okay, we gave a good effort. You know, we've got them. You don't got them. Got 3 more quarters left to play. This team is ranked 30 spots higher than you in the power rankings for a reason. This Framingham team coming in with a 10-7 record, ranked 13th in the MIAA power rankings, the most recent of which came out this morning. And so Brookline has to keep showing that same fight that they showed in the first quarter. Framingham with the first possession. Galvani throws over to Hanna. Hanna, hands off. Ali Regan steps in. Floater is good. Ali Regan opens with a bucket on the opening possession. Nefeli Aga Kitch breaking the press herself. Still dribbling. Keeps the dribble despite the attempted steal from behind. Passes out to Wheeler. Now given to McMahon. To the corner to Kimbrough. Kimbrough back out to McMahon. McMahon across pass is deflected by the defense and lost out of bounds. It'll stay Brookline ball. 20 seconds still on the shot clock. Aga Kitch inbounds to Kimbrough. Kimbrough off a pick. Passes to Matarazza. Matarazza backing down. Passes out to McMahon. McMahon looking, still looking. Needs to go somewhere. Gives to Wheeler. Wheeler steps in, kicks out. Kimbrough open for 3, fires the shot, and it's no good, but it hit the rim, so the play continues as McMahon gets the offensive board and passes to Matarazza. Matarazza backing down. And a foul is going to be called on Framingham. So Brookline got that shot off just before the shot clock buzzer went off, and it hit the rim, which refreshes the shot clock. So because Brookline got the offensive board there, they get to keep possession. And because of the foul call, they get a fresh 35 seconds. That foul called on Nina Edwards, second personal, first team. Kimbrough needs to go somewhere and just gets it into Aga Kitch in time. Aga Kitch throws up top. This is Wheeler. Wheeler pass deflected, out of bounds, stays with Brookline as Steffi Regan was trying to steal that one away. Kimbrough looking for somewhere to go. Inbound, stolen. Being chased after, knocked out of, no, saved inbounds, but recovered by McMahon as it was disrupted by Steffi Regan. Now Jada Kimbrough running up, passes out. Agakic gonna try for three. No good. Rebound tipped, but chased down by Steffi Regan and kept inbounds. She throws it to Galvani. Galvani gives to Hannah. Hannah over to Allie Regan from the corner. No good. Rebound tipped several which ways. Out of bounds, last touched by Framingham. The opening floater from Allie Regan, so far the only points here in the second quarter. Framingham showing press again. Wheeler looking. And there was an error with the shot clock, so they're going to start that one over. So Brookline gets a bit of a lucky break due to the technical mishap there as they get to restart on their 10-second clock. Agakic inbounds to Wheeler, given back to Agakic. Agakic picked up her dribble, chucks it up to Wheeler, but it's dropped. Regan falls on it, and because she fell on it, they called the travel. Bit of a debatable travel call there. The rule is if you fall down with the ball, it's a travel, but one could question whether or not Steffi Regan had possession. But that is the official's call, and I always say, you know, respect the guys that make the calls. They're doing a thankless job out here. Kimbrough driving, floater, no good. Rebound by Steffi Regan, ripped loose by Matarazza, and it rolls out of bounds, and it was last touched by Framingham. Great hustle by Olivia Matarazza. And I also liked what I saw on that dribble drive by Jada Kimbrough. Brookline needs more than just Nefeli Agakic to be fearless on the dribble drive. They've got to try their shots when they see them. Inbound, lost. It's picked up by Steffi Regan and given to Galvani. Galvani passes to an open Hannah, goes up, blocked by McMahon. They call the foul. Man, another call I'm not too sure about. It looks like McMahon got all ball on that one, but like I said, even if you disagree with the calls, you got to respect the guys who are making the calls. That will be McMahon's first personal, first team foul here in the second quarter. Grace Hannah going to the line for two. And off on the first. So already the foul by McMahon has saved at least 1 point. A reminder, 5 team fouls in a quarter means that the other team gets to shoot the double bonus. Hannah misses them both, and the rebound collected by McMahon, so no points on that one as Kimbrough fires along two. No good. Rebound tipped and collected by Wheeler. Wheeler running baseline, kicks out. McMahon going to try for three. McMahon hits the tray. And a timeout is called as Brookline ties us up at 14 apiece. Great rebounding by Brookline and a nice find by Ivy Wheeler running along the baseline, and Gigi McMahon taking care of business from outside. You know, that's one of the things. They have an advantage with Olivia Matarazza's height, but there are going to be times where she's not able to get into position because, you know, just by the nature of the beast, it's harder to get into position for an offensive rebound than a defensive rebound. And so sometimes the best she's going to be able to do is to tip it. So to have another teammate down there, you know, to be more aggressive in going after those rebounds, Brookline is looking way more aggressive on the boards today. And as a fan who's been following this team all season long, I like what I'm seeing from them today. 14 all the score. .5:36 on the clock, pardon me for that. Out of the timeout, it is Framingham ball. Galvani walking it up. Pass over to Hannah. Hannah throws it to Allie Regan. Ali Regan across the top, gives out to Galvani. Galvani tries again for three and draws the foul. That was a bit of a mistake. Jada Kimbrough a little over-aggressive in her pursuit of the outside shooter, and Galvani now going to be able to shoot 3 free throws, as that is Kimbrough's second personal, second team foul. And Galvani hits the first of 3. You know, some Brookline fans might argue, oh, that wasn't that much contact, she sold the foul. Well, you know what? You know, that's what players are going to do, and they're going to do it on both teams. That's just a part of the game. That's a part of the strategy. So you can't really give them the chance to sell contact and get those foul calls. Galvani, a perfect 3 for 3 from the line. She's now got 6 points today and leads Framingham. Kyrie Simmons checked into the game, replacing Kimbrough, and she takes this pass across the top. She gives it to Agakic, who juggled the pass. Agakic goes to the floor to recover it and keeps the play alive for Brookline as she passes it away to Wheeler. Wheeler looking. Still looking. Pass gets through to McMahon. Now over to Agakic. Agakic passes now to Simmons. Simmons looking. Pass to McMahon. Quickly over to Agakic. Fakes, steps, fires for 3. Banks it in. Nefeli Agakic, the first to reach double figures from either side today. She's got 11. Ali Regan going to try and answer. No good, in and out. Rebound won by Matarazza. She rips it away from Rabinovitz. Agakic bringing it up. Pass to Simmons. Simmons to Matarazza. Out to McMahon. McMahon back to Matarazza. Back and down. Turning around. Looking. Firing. Hits. Olivia Matarazza with her first bucket of the day. And Brookline is ahead 19-17. Galvani pass to Hannah. Hannah. A foul is called. That foul called on Nefeli Agakic. The refs aren't giving these players any leeway. This is a very tightly called game, and the players are going to have to adjust to that. Galvani inbounds to Ali Regan, handed back to Galvani. Galvani tries to dribble through, knocked loose by McMahon to the floor, and somehow Framingham keeps it. Hannah holding it as her teammates get back on the floor, or get back up off the floor, I should say. Regan passes to Edwards. Edwards gives to Hannah up top. Galvani drives, pass, misses, out of bounds, and no deflection. Just a miscommunication between Galvani and Steffi Regan. And it's Brookline ball. 3.5 to go here in the second quarter. Brookline leads by 2. Simmons over to Agakic. Agakic up top to Wheeler. And Wheeler travels. And 2 subs checking in for Brookline. Jada Kimbrough and Stephanie Gravely back into the game, replacing Ivy Wheeler and Gigi McMahon. Galvani throws, completes to Steffi Regan, steps in, mid-range, no good. The rim does not like him today. Nina Edwards off on the putback, but does draw the foul. So Nina Edwards goes to the line for 2 as we take a quick look back at the bucket by Matarazza, who won the battle down low, as Edwards hits the first of 2 free throws. And we got a sub in for Brookline for the first time, number 12, Izzy Woods. As Edwards 2 for 2 at the line. Against the press, Gravely running with it, stops, ball stolen, and a fast break layup is hit by Galvani. And an inadvertent whistle. I think they thought it was going to be a timeout called by Brookline. Inbound, knocked out of bounds by Steffi Regan again Framingham very aggressive covering up those passing lanes, and you can see why off that last fast break bucket. This inbound completed to Simmons. Simmons runs it across half court. It's knocked loose. Simmons goes to the floor. No foul called despite a lot of contact, and it's picked up by Hannah. Hannah throws it over to Allie Regan, runs baseline, throws across to Steffi Regan, tries for three, no good. Rebound by Simmons, tried to throw it off of Hannah, but it doesn't deflect right, and so Framingham takes it back, and it's another try for three, and Galvani hits the tray. Galvani, the first Framingham player to hit double figures. She's got 11. Aga Kitch trying to break through the defense, and this time the foul is called. 24-19 as Framingham on a 7-0 run, catalyzed by their press defense. You know, that's the thing. That's why ball movement is so highly encouraged when breaking the press. Yes, you want to get the ball to your best ball handlers sometimes and just let them, you know, speed their way past the defenders. But sometimes you got to make that quick decision and pass, and I think that's kind of what happened with Simmons. Is she tried to dribble through it herself, and when you try and go through two defenders and end up falling to the ground, a lot of times you're going to get a foul call. But I think Simmons was a little too stable, a little, you know, stayed on her feet a little too long. You know, like I said, being able to sell fouls is part of the strategy of the game. And by taking a little too long to go to the floor on that play, Simmons didn't get the benefit of the doubt on the foul call, and that's just what happens. You know, that's why people can bemoan the selling of fouls and whether or not it's egregious enough to cross into the realm of flopping, as they call it. But like it or not, it's a part of the strategy of the game. You know, it's like a catcher framing pitches in baseball. You could say it's dishonest. Okay, fine. It's, you know, part of the strategy of the game. It's legal within the bounds of the rules of the game, and it's a strategy that can help you win. Out of the timeout, it will be Brookline ball. Framingham not showing a full press here as Brookline inbounds from the side. Woods floats it over to an open McMahon. McMahon for three. No good. Rebound tipped, but they're going to call an over-the-back foul on Woods. Or did they call that one on Simmons? And that's Brookline's 5th foul, which means we got bonus free throws. Okay, the foul was on Woods. That's Brookline's 5th team foul, and that should be Woods' first personal, although the scoreboard not showing it. And Allie Regan hits the first of 2 free throws. It's double bonus free throws, so it's not a 1-and-1. It's a full 2 free throws, regardless of whether she makes the first or not. But she hits them both anyway. Back to the press as Gravely. Pass intercepted by Allie Regan, but stolen back by Izzy Woods. Woods picking up speed, going to the hoop, and draws the defensive foul on Nina Edwards. Heads up play by Izzy Woods, the freshman and midseason JV call-up. You know, she's been giving Brookline fans a taste of her potential as a guard, which, you know, we got 3 more years of this young lady in a Warriors uniform as she's off on her first free throw. That was Edwards' 3rd personal foul and 3rd team foul, so Edwards going to check out now in favor of number 24, Madeline Gorney. Woods misses both free throws. The rebound collected by Hannah. Hannah gives to Steffi Regan, who throws down low. Gorney was left alone and hits the layup. Madeline Gorney with her first points. Simmons Fights her way through and throws a pass up. It's out of reach, but chased down and recovered by McMahon. McMahon throws away to Agakic. Fakes, runs in, sees a lane. Layup, no good. Gets her own rebound, turning around, looking, firing another shot, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touched by Framingham. So Brookline still showing fight, but struggling to find the bottom of the hoop. 2 subs check in for Brookline. Ivy Wheeler back into the game, and number 23, Julia Denker, checks in for the first time tonight. Inbound to McMahon, Denker backing down, shot no good, was blocked and recovered by Allie Regan off the block from Steffi Regan. Steffi Regan throws up top to Galvani, who swings it over to Hannah. Hannah gives it to Steffi Regan. 28-19. 11 unanswered points from the Flyers as they now lead by 9. Galvani, pass to Allie Regan. Shot, no good. Rebound tipped into open space, and Hannah chases it down as Agakic couldn't stay on her feet. Pass, Galvani tries for 3 again. No good. Rebound by Denker. And Denker gives to Agakic. Less than a minute left before halftime. Brookline wants to get a score before that, and Wheeler fires for 3. No good. Rebound by Hannah. Hannah, pass up to Galvani. Galvani off a pick, gives to Steffi Regan. Now off a pick, looking around up top to Allie Regan. Regan drives, extra pass, lost by Gorney, picked up by Simmons. Simmons juggled the ball, but it was because of defensive interference. Passes to Agakic, tries for 3, no good. Rebound tipped, and Hannah barely gets the pass away to Galvani, and now she's off to the races, throws to Gorney. Gorney layup is good. Madeline Gorney with 4 points. Brookline has got a run. 5 seconds left as Simmons running with it, blocked and fouled as she tried to chuck up a last-second shot. And so I think that's going to be 3 free throws for Kyrie Simmons. And 3 very much needed free throws for Brookline as they trail now by 11 on the back of a 13-0 run by Framingham. Simmons hits the first of 2. And misses the second. Misses the third. 1 of 3 at the line as Galvani chucks up one last shot to end the half. Our score at halftime: the Framingham High Flyers 30, the Brookline High Warriors 20. Again, when compared to the last time Brookline faced Framingham, certainly looks a lot better, but it's a bit tough for Brookline. At one point, they led by 2. Halfway through the second quarter, off of this short-range jumper from Olivia Matarazza, put them up 19-17. But then Framingham lit them up for 13 unanswered points as Brookline's shots went cold, and Framingham turned up the pressure with their press defense. Individual point totals at half: Nefeli Agakic leading Brookline with 11 points. Gigi McMahon and Stephanie Gravely with 3 points each in the last game of their high school careers. Olivia Matarazza with 2 points and Kyrie Simmons with 1. For Framingham, Caroline Galvani leading the way with 11 points of her own. Allie Regan with 6. Madeline Gorney with 4. Grace Hanna with 3. And Steffi Regan, Zoe Rabinovitz, and Nina Edwards with 2 points each. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to direct your attention to some helpful links in the description section down below. First, at the top of the description section, you can find the link to the official Venmo account of Triple Threat Boosters, the official booster club for Brookline High girls basketball. If you would like to support this Brookline High girls basketball program financially, follow that link down in the description section. Below that, you can also find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Education Foundation. The Brookline Education Foundation raises funds to help promote growth and innovation among Brookline educators, growth that can then be passed on to the children of this community. For over 40 years, this foundation has given out a variety of grants across the educational landscape. These include Idea Lab grants for teachers that want to present their students with new and exciting projects, and teacher grants for educators that want to further develop their own skills to bring to the classroom. Many initiatives which have become staples in the public schools of Brookline started as BEF grants. They support literacy education training, new methods in STEM education, project-based learning, mentoring of new principals and superintendents, and collaborative work around diversity, equity, and inclusion, just to name a few. Visit brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846 to find out how you can help support our town's educators and, through them, our students. Once again, that's brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846. And again, you can find all that information down in the description section down below. But for now, it is halftime. Framingham 30 and Brookline 20. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here at Framingham High School in Framingham, Massachusetts. And as we don't talk about Bruno plays us out, I'm going to take a break and mute the mic, but I will be back with the second half. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan coming to you live from Framingham High School in Framingham, Massachusetts for this high school varsity girls basketball regular season finale between the visiting Brookline High Warriors and the hosting Framingham High Flyers. I see we got some very nice notes in the live chat from Eileen Swart. Jesse, we enjoy your coverage so much. We have not missed a game. Thanks so much. From Olivia Matarazza's grandparents, Bill and Eileen Swart. Thank you so much for tuning in, Bill and Eileen. I always love hearing from, parents and grandparents to get a chance to tune in and follow their family members. It's really one of the beautiful things about high school sports. It gives you such perspective, on what's truly important in sports. Just the chance for kids to get this experience and get to play, and for their families to get to see them play and bond that way. It puts the, listen, I'm still love the competition, but it's nice to get a little extra perspective. We kick off the second half. Brookline with the opening possession. Jada Kimbrough pass over to Ivy Wheeler. Wheeler passes over to Gigi McMahon. Now to the corner to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking, runs baseline, pass blocked and stolen by Grace Hanna. Steffi Regan throws it up across half court to Caroline Galvani. Galvani drives, goes up and hits the layup and draws the foul. Caroline Galvani continues what has been a strong outing for the Framingham senior captain so far. She now has 13 points and a chance for one more. That foul was on Olivia Matarazza, her first personal first-team foul. And Galvani hits the end one. Galvani has been perfect from the free throw line so far, and she's now got 14 points. She leads all scorers. Framingham showing the full court press once again. Nefeli Agakic dribbling up with it. Pass across half court to Ivy Wheeler, who steps in, goes up. No good, gets her own rebound. Passes out to Gigi McMahon, tries a long two, and hits it. Gigi McMahon with Brookline's first made field goal since midway through the second. Cuts the lead back down to 11. Hanna pass over to Steffi Regan inside Madeline Gorney. Pass back to Regan, and Regan hits the layup and draws the foul. A nice cut-off ball by Steffi Regan, and Madeline Gorney with a nice find on the bounce pass. That foul called on Ivy Wheeler, her first personal second-team foul. Steffi Regan to the line for the and one. And she hits it. Steffi Regan now with 5 points tonight. Agakic throws it across half court to Wheeler as Brookline again breaks the press. Agakic swings it over to Kimbrough. Now to the corner to McMahon. Back out to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking, pass deflected and kept in bounds by Allie Regan on the fast break pass to Galvani. Layup is no good. Allie Regan controls the rebound and somehow gets the shot up for two. Agakic stolen. Hanna on the fast break goes up and hits the layup. And a timeout is now called by Brookline after a very rough start to the third quarter. 10 points in a minute and a half by the Flyers after they got off to very slow starts offensively in both the first and second quarter. And it's not as if the Brookline defense is folding, as only one of these baskets has been scored in the half court. Everything is coming off of turnovers forced by a very aggressive Flyers defense. Brookline is a relatively young team. Only 2 seniors on the roster, McMahon and Gravely. And a lot of their best ball handlers are youngsters. Nefeli Agakic, Jada Kimbrough, and Ivy Wheeler, all sophomores. Izzy Woods, a freshman. But when you're facing down a strong defense like the Flyers have, they're not gonna stop and ask, hey, how old are you, so I can potentially hold back against an inexperienced youngster. They're gonna bring the house. So Brookline is going to need to adjust and better handle the pressure of needing to make these decisions quickly. Kimbrough takes the inbound and gives it back to Agakic. Throws it up to Wheeler. Wheeler's pass deflected, but is collected by Agakic. Agakic, not enough time, took too long, and that's a 10-second half-court violation for Brookline. Definitely not how Coach Kendall Jones wanted his team to come out of the timeout. Inbound to Galvani. Galvani, pass to Allie Regan, runs across the baseline and misses her pass, and Brookline gets the ball back. But the full court press is going to come again from this position. Kimbrough picking up speed. Breaks half court easily, pass to Agakic. Agakic thought about the shot, runs in, kicks out. Kimbrough tries for three. No good. Rebound by Agakic. She steps out to reset the play. Almost gets trapped, but passes away to Kimbrough. Over to Wheeler. Now to the corner to McMahon. Now out to Kimbrough. Back to McMahon. Back to the corner to Wheeler. Wheeler. Pass back out to McMahon and across to Agakic. 15 seconds on the shot clock as Kimbrough gives to Agakic. Agakic dribbles, gives Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking. And her dribble goes off the foot of Hannah and out of bounds. Substitution checking in on both sides for Framingham, number 5, Bree Diaz into the game for the first time, replacing Galvani. And for Brookline, number 11, Kyrie Simmons back in the game, replacing Kimbrough. Simmons inbounds to Agakic. 3 seconds on the shot clock. They got to fire. Wheeler shoots and misses, but draws the foul. That foul called on Bree Diaz, her first personal, first team foul. Ivy Wheeler will go to the line to shoot 2. Off on the first. And misses them both, but the rebound collected by McMahon. Agakic running in, pass to Matarazza. Matarazza, it's ripped loose by Diaz. And they go to the floor, and it's a jump ball called. Possession arrow to Framingham. Five minutes and 5 seconds on the clock here in the third. Framingham leads by 18. Steffi Regan with the ball. Pass to Gorney, now over to Allie Regan. Allie Regan drives, pass intercepted by Matarazza. Agakic picks up speed, pass to Wheeler. Wheeler back out to Agakic. Agakic across the top gives to Simmons. Back over to Wheeler, inside down low, not placed well enough, and it's knocked loose by Framingham. And now Regan taking it the other way. Pass up to Hannah to the corner, Allie Regan. Allie Regan's pass to Diaz. Diaz gets the pass to Allie Regan, across to Steffi Regan. Off a pick, fires for three, no good, might have been slightly blocked, and it's picked up by Wheeler. Wheeler running the other way, turns around, kicks out to Agakic. Agakic almost trapped, but dribbles away from it. Agakic drives, finds a lane, forces a shot, no good, but draws the foul. That foul called on Steffi Regan, her second personal, second team foul. Agakic short on her first free throw. Galvani and Edwards back in the game for Framingham, replacing Allie Regan and Madeline Gorney. And Agakic short on both, and Agakic almost does recover. And a foul is called again on Framingham on the loose ball. That foul called against Diaz, second personal, third team foul. Inbound goes to Wheeler. Wheeler gives to Simmons. Simmons to Agakich. Agakich throws to the corner to McMahon. Down low, knocked away from Matarazza and picked up by Edwards. Steffi Regan disrupting those intended passes for Matarazza down low on a couple of sessions, as Hannah now passes it over to Galvani. Galvani drives, lost control of the ball, tried to save it, but it's recovered by McMahon. Agakich running up the floor, going in, floater, no good, rebound collected by Steffi Regan. Hannah brings it across half court, passes up to Diaz. Diaz gives it to Galvani. Galvani kicks out to Diaz. Diaz dribbles in, manages to get a pass away to Hannah, who tries for the lay-in, no good, rebound Matarazza. Agakich almost disturbed from behind, but picks up speed, goes inside, layup is good. Nefeli Agakich with her first points of the second half. She's now got 13. That is, I think, a new personal best for Agakich this season, as her previous best was 12 points in a game. Diaz from the top passes it over. Steffi Regan crossover, steps in, baseline jumper, no good, rebound McMahon. McMahon gives to Agakich. Agakich over to Simmons, deep three attempt, no good. Rebound collected by Edwards, who passes away to Hannah. Galvani is going to be stopped as a timeout is called by Framingham. So we take a look back at the replay of Agakich running on the dribble drive, finishing at the rim. Agakich and McMahon, the only ones who have scored for Brookline here in the third quarter. And Framingham got out to a hot start, a quick 10-2 run to start in the first couple of minutes. But since then, their offense has gone kind of cold. Really, without the pressure of that full court defense, Brookline has largely been able to hold off the Framingham offense. But I mean, that's really been one of the big stories of the season for Brookline, is working to limit their turnovers. And, you know, it's one of the key points of improvement to watch out for going forward for this team, especially as a lot of their guards get more experience. Like I said, their two primary starting guards, Agakich and Kimbrough, and even their third starting guard today, Ivy Wheeler, all sophomores. So there's a lot of room for improvement for those players, who have also shown promise throughout the season. Brookline comes back out with a slightly different lineup. Kimbrough, Wheeler, Simmons, Gravely, and now number 22, Viviana McDonald, seeing the floor for the first time tonight. Galvani pass up to Allie Regan. Swings it across to Edwards. Now to Galvani. Up top, Allie Regan steps in, kicks out. Diaz tries for three, no good. Rebound tipped, won by Steffi Regan, who hits the putback. Brookline sprints it the other way. Kimbrough's pass deflected, but is picked up by Simmons. Simmons throws it over to Wheeler. Wheeler for three, banks in for three. Ivy Wheeler with her first bucket tonight. She's got 3 points. Pass goes to Edwards in the corner. Edwards running baseline, looking. Passes out, attempt for three is good. Oh no, it's a 2. Foot inside the line from Allie Regan, but she does now have 10 points tonight. Kimbrough inside, Gravely, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound knocked loose, recovered by Simmons, gives to Gravely, tries again for three, no good, might have been slightly blocked, and they go to the floor for the ball, and it's going to be a jump ball as Ivy Wheeler dove after it after Regan fell on the loose ball. Possession arrow to Brookline. Inbound, knocked loose, stolen by Edwards. They waited too long, but Diaz travels. That's the thing, when you're inbounding from the opposing baseline, you've got to be quick and decisive, because those 5 seconds will run out on you quick in such a tight space. Inbound, Gravely blocked from behind by Steffi Regan, and the rebound collected by Edwards. Less than a minute left in the quarter. Long pass up to Allie Regan, who finishes at the rim. 12 points now for Allie Regan as Simmons runs inside, tries a shot, gets it, and one. Kyrie Simmons now with 3 points tonight and a chance to go for 4 as we take a quick look at the replay. Again, quick, decisive. You know, might not have been the prettiest shot, but it went in. Simmons completes the 3-point play the old-fashioned way, and she's now got 4 points tonight. 35 seconds left in the quarter. Galvani bringing it up. Galvani dribbles it off her own foot, and a timeout is called by Framingham, as that was very close to a backcourt violation. Individual point totals so far for Framingham: Caroline Galvani with 14 points, Allie Regan with 12, Steffi Regan with 7, Grace Hanna with 5, Madeline Gorney with 4, Zoe Rabinovitz and Nina Edwards with 2. For Brookline, Nefeli Aga-Kitch with 13 points to lead the way, a new personal best for Aga-Kitch. Gigi McMahon with 5 points, Kyrie Simmons with 4, Ivy Wheeler and Stephanie Gravely with 3 points each, and Olivia Matarazzo with 2. And indeed, Aga-Kitch's previous best was 12 points, which she scored against Needham back on December 19th. While she has been consistent, she hasn't been able to have any particularly explosive outings. I mean, granted, the highest total for the season for any player was 18 from Stephanie Gravely at Wellesley on January 5th. And then after that, a couple of 14-point efforts from Jada Kimbrough and Olivia Matarazzo scattered throughout the season. Back to the action, 28.5 seconds left in the third quarter. Allie Regan from the top, throws to the corner, 3-ball attempted, no good. A foul called on Ivy Wheeler on the 3-point attempt by Galvani. That's the second time she's drawn a foul on a 3-point attempt, which tells you just how dangerous the Brookline defense considers her to be as a shooter. That'll be Wheeler's second personal, third team foul. Galvani, a rare miss at the stripe. But Galvani hits the second. She has now tied her point total from the last game against Brookline back on December 12th, back when the season started. She goes 2 for 3 at the line. She's now got 16 tonight. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Kimbrough sprinting through. Kimbrough still sprinting. Lost the ball off her knee. Recovered it. Passes out Gravely. Fires. No good. Rebound. Fought for. Won by Gorney. Gets the pass away to Hanna. With seconds left, Galvani pass to Rabinovitz. Chucks it up. And it goes off the top backboard. No good. That's the end of the third quarter. Our score at the end of 3, the Framingham Flyers 48, the Brookline Warriors 30. So Brookline largely able to keep pace offensively with 10 points in the third quarter after averaging 10 points a quarter through the first 2. But that unfortunately has not been enough to keep up with Framingham, as they had their highest scoring quarter, or well, tied for their highest scoring quarter, as they once again, for the second quarter in a row, scored 18 points. They had 12 in the first quarter, then 18 in the second, and then 18 in the third. So while Brookline was able to limit them a little more defensively in the first quarter, they weren't able to keep those limits up, and Framingham has notched 18 in each of the past 2 quarters. Brookline's offense has, stayed pretty much average throughout. 11 points in the first, 9 in the second, and 10 in the third. So here we go, the last quarter of the 2023-24 season for the Brookline High girls basketball team. Framingham with the opening possession. Galvani brings it up, hands off to Allie Regan. Regan looking around, pass out to Hannah. Hannah looking, pass to Gorney, kicks back out. Hannah tries for 3, no good. Rebound by Kimbrough. Kimbrough sprinting it up the floor in transition, stops and resets the play. Pass to Wheeler. Wheeler looking, back to Simmons. Simmons inside Gravely. Gravely backing down, fires, no good. Rebound by Hannah. Hannah chucks it up to Allie Regan. Missed the layup. Ball deflected out of bounds. Last touched by Brookline. Galvani looking for the inbound. Finally throws it to an open Gorney, who hands it back to Galvani. Pass across Hannah. Hannah throws it to Gorney, to Allie Regan, who tries for 3. No good. Rebound tracked down by Viviana McDonald. Kimbrough races it across half court. Starts to drive off a pick, throws out to Wheeler. Wheeler to the corner to Simmons. Simmons throws down low. It's deflected away by Gorney, picked up by Allie Regan, thrown up to a wide open Galvani, and Galvani finishes on the fast break lay-in. Simmons throws it over to Wheeler. Wheeler fires from the wing, no good. Rebound, juggled and lost, and picked up by Galvani. Galvani throws to the corner, Allie Regan. Pass to Hannah, misses the layup. Hannah gets her own rebound, misses the putback, gets it again, and this time gets hacked. And she'll go to the line for 2. That foul was on McDonald, first personal, first team foul. Hannah hits the first of 2. 2 subs check in for Brookline. Nefeli Agakic and Gigi McMahon replace Kyrie Simmons and Viviana McDonald. Hannah 2 for 2 at the line. She's now got 7 points tonight. Agakic throws it over to Kimbrough across half court. Kimbrough sprints, pass, smothered and stolen by Hannah. Hannah stolen from behind by McMahon and Kimbrough. Kimbrough running it the other way on the fast break, tries a floater, no good. Own rebound, looking, turns around, shoots again, no good. Rebound by Wheeler. Wheeler gives to Agakic, who resets the play, throws it back to Wheeler in the corner. Wheeler hits a wall, gives out to Agakic. Agakic resets from the wing. Throws across, McMahon for 3. No good, sails it. Wheeler almost saved it, but couldn't. And now Wheeler subs out in favor of number 23, Julia Denker. as a couple subs come back in for Framingham, among them Nina Edwards and Steffi Regan, as they were struggling on the boards on both sides against Brookline. Edwards along two is good. Nina Edwards now with 4 points tonight. Aga Kitch. Pass to Kimbrough, pass blocked, but goes right back to Kimbrough. Now gives to McMahon, across to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch looking for somewhere to go, forces a shot, no good, rebound tipped, and chased down by Aga Kitch for an offensive rebound. Aga Kitch passes away, Gravely, quick fire, no good, rebound, Kimbrough. Kimbrough turnaround, no good, rebound, collected again by Aga Kitch. Brookline strong on the offensive boards here in the fourth quarter as they reset the play. Kimbrough looking up top to McMahon, over to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough down low, Denker backing down, looking. Pass blocked and stolen by Galvani. Galvani pass disrupted, knocked loose, and it'll stay Framingham ball. Timeout called by Brookline. Brookline looking stronger on the rebounds, but just not stronger on the shots. They've been outscored 6-0 through the first 3.5 minutes of the first quarter, or of the fourth quarter, excuse me. And Brookline has just really been struggling today with getting it through the tight passing windows. Turnovers have been a big concern for Brookline throughout the season. And against an aggressive defense like the Flyers, that's just an issue that's going to be exacerbated by the opposing defense. Out of the timeout, it will be Framingham ball. 54-30, the Flyers lead. Inbound to a cutting Steffi Regan, who finishes at the rim. 9 points tonight for Steffi Regan. Kimbrough to Aga Kitch, thought about the shot, steps in, fires mid-range, gets fouled. That foul is going to be called on Caroline Galvani, her second personal, first team foul. Aga Kitch to the line to shoot two. Off on the first. Short on the second. Aga Kitch has got one of those high arcing shots that if it's placed just right, it drops through every time, but if she doesn't have a good feel for the distance of her shot, it's going to miss, and it's not going to look pretty. A foul on the rebound there is going to be committed by Zoe Rabinovitz, her first personal, second team foul. Kimbrough runs it up the floor, passes to McMahon. McMahon to Aga Kitch, over to Kimbrough. Now out to McMahon. Gives back to Kimbrough. Across the top, lost control of her dribble, and it's going to be a jump ball as Allie Regan got her hands on it. Possession arrow is to Brookline. Oh, they've got to adjust the shot clock because possession didn't change, so they have to put it back down to 16. Inbound, Gravely, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound, lost. Both Agakic and Gravely were going after it and lost it out of bounds. Ali Regan throws up to Galvani, and we got an illegal pick call against Edwards. That'll be Edwards' 4th personal, 3rd team foul. Wouldn't be surprised if Edwards checked out soon as she battles foul trouble. McMahon to Agakic in the corner. Back out to McMahon and over to Gravely. Gravely looking, dribbling. And we've got another defensive foul, this one against Ali Regan. That'll be the 4th team foul, so the next foul by Framingham will send Brookline to the line to shoot the double bonus. Olivia Matarazza checks back in, replacing Julia Denker after Ali Regan commits her 2nd personal foul. Quick inbound to Agakic. Agakic runs in, baseline, jumper no good, rebound by Edwards. Galvani throws it up. Steffi Regan steps in, kicks out, Edwards looking around, pass out, Steffi Regan up top, Ali Regan now out to Galvani. Galvani gives back to Ali Regan, over to Steffi Regan, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Pass goes back out to Galvani. Galvani dribbling around. They gotta get a shot off. And they cannot. Shot clock violation as that shot well wide of the rim. We got a substitution for Framingham. Grace Hanna back on the floor replacing Zoe Rabinovitz. And you can tell Framingham just in a mode of kind of running out the clock here, up by 26 with 2.5 minutes left. Agakic throws to McMahon. McMahon steps in, throws out to Matarazza, further out to Agakic. Agakic looking, down low, Matarazza, ball's poked loose, and Hanna just barely couldn't save it in time. It will stay with Brookline. Agakic looking, inbound through to Matarazza, stuffed on the shot, fires anyway, and it's recovered by Hanna. Hanna passes away to Galvani, throws it up. Steffi Regan driving pass, finds an open Edwards for 2. Nina Edwards now with 6 points as the Flyers lead by 28. Agakic, pass to Gravely, fires for 3, no good. Rebound goes off Edwards, out of bounds. I hate to say it, but it is just factually true. With 1:46 left in the 4th quarter, Brookline has not scored yet here in the 4th quarter as Framingham subs out 4 of their 5 starters. Inbound to McMahon, who just fires for 3, off the mark. Rebound collected by number 31, Haley Hohenstein. Pass to Bree Diaz, now up to number 4, Mariam Nome. Passing around, Hohenstein, pass stolen by Gravely. They go to the floor. It'll be a jump ball, possession arrow to Framingham. Or no, possession arrow to Brookline. Or timeout Brookline. Well, it's turning into a rough end to a rough season for Brookline. No chance of a comeback at this stage, down 28 with 1.5 left. And so Brookline will fall to 1-19 for their final record on the season. Framingham improves to 11-7, and they will be on their way to the state tournament. as they currently rank 13th, and the top 32 teams make it into the tournament. Brookline hoping they can get at least one final bucket before the season ends. And I see we still got fans tuning in, and we still got them bringing the noise from Imity in the live chat. A very simple Go Brookline, but it's a very simple Go Brookline that I am very happy to see. One thing that's been really nice is how much the fans have stuck with this team through such a tough season. Kimbrough to McMahon, back up top Kimbrough, now to Gravely. Gravely steps inside, fires mid-range, no good. Rim didn't like it. Rebound Matarazzo, but nowhere to go. The pass intercepted by Diaz. Diaz running the floor with it. Throws a pass over to Hohenstein. Now to the corner, a three ball, well short, taken off the bounce by Agakic. Running the floor with a minute left to go. Turns around pass, Gravely tries for three, no good. Rebound collected by Nome and given to Diaz. And up to number 10, Jordan Sisitsky. Now Nome looking pass to Diaz. Diaz tries for three, no good. Rebound tipped, collected by Gravely. Gravely gives to McMahon. McMahon running up the floor, 30 seconds left. Gives to Agakic, back to McMahon, over to Gravely. Gravely back to McMahon. McMahon steps in, kicks out. Gravely gonna try for three again. Yes! Stephanie Gravely with one last bucket with 13 seconds left as a foul is committed by Kimbrough. We'll take a look at the replay of what very well might be the last basket of the season and the last basket of Stephanie Gravely's career. Last seconds ticking away. Brookline still fighting for the ball, and a travel. They got a travel call. So Brookline, with 5 seconds to go, gonna have a chance perhaps for one final shot. They're gonna have to make it fast. Inbound to McMahon. McMahon sprinting. She's got a fire. She fires. No good. She got to take one last shot as her high school career comes to an end. And even though the shot didn't fall, the sentiment still gets across. The Brookline players hugging their senior teammates as they now go out to lead the high five line, bringing the end to Brookline's 2023-24 season. The final score, the Framingham Flyers 58, the Brookline Warriors 33. Final point totals on this game for Framingham. Caroline Galvani led the way with 18 points. Allie Regan had 12. Steffi Regan with 9. Grace Hanna with 7. Nina Edwards with 6. Madeline Gorney with 4. And Zoe Rabinovitz with 2 to round out the scoring for the victorious Flyers. For Brookline, Nefeli Agakic led the way with a new personal best, 13 points tonight. Stephanie Gravely, who made the last basket of the season for Brookline, finishes her high school career with a 6-point outing. Gigi McMahon also finishes her career with a 5-point outing. Kyrie Simmons with 4 points, Ivy Wheeler with 3, and Olivia Matarazzo with 2 to round it out. Well, I gave my goodbyes at the end of last week's senior night game because I thought that was going to be my last game, but, you know, I will say it was nice getting to call one last extra game for this team. You know, I've said it before, I know the win-loss record was tough. I know there were a lot of games where things started out promising and then they just ran out of gas, or their shots went cold, or they started committing some sloppy turnovers or what have you. You know, I know this was a tough season, perhaps even tougher than we expected as fans, even after the team graduated 5 of its top 6 players from last year's team. But I want to give you guys, the fans, a shout out for sticking with us and watching all the way to the end. I want to give the players their dues for fighting all the way from start to finish of a tough rebuilding year. You know, shout out to all the youngsters, particularly the players who were JV players last year and all of a sudden found themselves being varsity starters. And the way they fought and the promise they showed and how excited I am to see them again next winter. And then, of course, hats off to the 2 soon-to-be graduating seniors, Gigi McMahon and Stephanie Gravely. Best of luck to you both on the next steps in your journeys. It's been a pleasure to be able to watch this small part over the last couple of seasons. Lastly, a shout out to the coaching staff, head coach Kendall Jones, assistant coaches Kate Kennedy, Jacob Page, and Serena Williams for helping to guide this team through this year. And we got one last note in the live chat from Kat Jones. Thanks for everything, Jesse. My pleasure. You know, I love this job. I love to get to keep doing it. You know, and I love the teams that bring me back year after year for a whole bunch of their games. So I love getting to cover Brookline High girls basketball. Hope to keep doing it for many seasons to come, if all things being right with the world. But for the 2023-24 season, that is going to do it. Final score, Framingham 58, Brookline 33. Brookline finishes with a 1-19 record. Remember, folks, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. I know the winter season's come to a close, but the spring season is just around the corner. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Subscribing to the channel can help. Thank you to all those who brought the good vibes in the live chat today and throughout the season. If there's anything you'd like to say after this live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to go down below to the description section of this video for some where you can find some helpful links. A link to the official Venmo account for the Triple Threat Boosters Club, the official booster club of Brookline High Girls Basketball, if you would like to support the program financially. Also, find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Education Foundation. Find out how you can help support our town's educators and through them, our students. And below that, in the description section and also in the bottom right corner of your screen, you can find some helpful links related to me, my personal website, jessesports.com. You can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide for various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. You can also skip past all that and just email me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And remember to follow me on Instagram, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that is going to do it. From Framingham High School in Framingham, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. And for the last time for this 2023-24 girls basketball season, I will say this. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.